Okay. Reviewing for quiz number 11. All right, so do you need me to do this? Well, somebody talk fast. Tell me how to do this. Okay, I get 2x minus 8 equals y. What about this one? Okay, I did that weirdly for probably both of them, but this one's going this way. If I go back and do this one in red, it started down here. Okay, you're really supposed to review on your own for the quiz, FYI. So, oh dear, what have I done? Oh, here, they intersect at 4, 0, anybody? 8 minus 0 is 8, 20 plus 0 is 20. Checks in both? Okay, I'm moving on if you're okay.
Yep.
Did you figure out what you did, Isaac?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's good? All right. What are my concerns on this? That's a good concern. These are dashed lines, right? So this one needs to be dashed, and this one is going to be solid. Okay. What else? Yeah, if we divide by negative, we have to flip the inequality. So I don't know that we have to do that, though. Can we just make this 2y is greater than or equal to and add the 3x over to the other side, right? And then divide everything by 2, and we'll get y is greater than or equal to 3/2 x minus 2. Did somebody get that? Honestly, the ones on the quiz, I think they're both in y equals form because I wasn't trying to, I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried that you can shade in the right places and stuff. So these are easy on the, okay. So the first one starts at 5 and it's going down 2 and over 1. And it should be dashed. Is that what we decided? Okay. And where should I be graphing from this one up here? Any ideas? We could test 0, 0. We'd get 0 is less than 5, so 0, 0 works, but it was also a less than. So, guys, I think of this y-axis as a thermometer. Okay? If the line is crossing that thermometer and the temperature is supposed to go less than, I shade on the side where the y-axis goes down. I said greater than, I shade on the side where the y-axis go up. The only reason I say that is because students, they get the whole down and up thing, and then you get a line that's going a different direction, and they're confused what down and up is. For the y, if you've isolated y, this is the method that will work, okay? The other equation starts at -2, goes up 3 and over 2, so we can find the intersection point, not that they're really asked for the intersection point. What are we doing, though? This one is greater than, so I'm shading where the y-axis is above the blue line, which is this way. So the area that was shaded in by both lines here. Yes? No? Confused? Can you test a point that works? What's an ordered pair that works? 0, 0 is shaded according to us for both. Okay, so if I put it back in the very original ones, I'd get 0 is less than 5. And 0 is greater than -4. So it works, okay? All right, solve by elimination. What do you want to do here? Do you need me to practice this? Can we just skip this one because there's more like it later or not?
Yeah.
Melanie, is that a no? Wait, just tell me what to multiply through by to make elimination work. -2? Is that the only thing you could do? Could you make the y drop out? Okay. I'm just going to go really fast. I got 5, and I did solve for x, so then I got to make sure I put it in for x.
It would be y.
Yep, that was a y. See how I always do that wrong? Just checking. Yep. 17y, yep. Y equals 5, so I'm going to do it wrong and put it in for the y. You do not have to, but you can because it should work in both. I got -3. Did anybody get -3, 5?
What? You have to plug it in the original.
Nope, you can plug it in any one. It still work.
I did not.
Isaac, can you look at her work and see if you can help her figure out what she did wrong? -6 plus 15 is 9, and -9 minus 20 more is -29. My answer works in both. All right, here's our very favorite thing that we may want to cry about a little bit. Okay, when you choose your variable, I would choose one, if you can, that you don't have to do much multiplying by at least once. For example, if I pick x, I could multiply by -1, and then I'm going to multiply by -4 one time, right? But at least I don't have to do crazy business like some of these other ones. Actually, it'd be all the same difference for most of them. But all right, if I rewrite the top one, and I rewrite this one, but I do the opposite as I write it, and then I add them together. Okay, anybody get that? I'll give you a second. I went kind of fast. This is not one I should go too fast.
Yeah.
See, just checking. It's going to be one of those days, I can tell. All right, I'm going to do a different color, and I'm going to rewrite the bottom one, which is kind of pointless because it's right there, and I'm going to multiply which one by -4, guys? The middle one, because the numbers are a little smaller. -4 times that middle one is going to be down here. So I'll have -4x plus 8y minus 4z equals -36. Oh, it's not as bad as sometimes. Why am I saying that? Because I think we don't have to multiply both of them, do we? Can't we multiply this guy by what? By 3 and rewrite him down here? And then the z's will drop out? Did anybody get -1? Okay, and then just because I have room, I'm going to put it in up here. No, I'm not. Not correctly. I got 5. Anybody? Okay. And then I think I'm going to go back to the original equation, which said x plus y plus 3z equals 16. Anybody get 2? We have a 2, a -1, and a 5 in alphabetical order. I'd get 1 plus 15 is 16, 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9, 8 minus 3 minus 10. 8 minus 3 is 5, minus 10 is -5. Yeah, I think it checks in all 3. I know when I start doing those mental math checks, you all just take a little nap. Okay, it's a good time to zone out because Hofbauer's checking things and she's going so fast I can't keep up. All right, nonlinear system. This one scares me as well. You want to isolate? Yeah, I don't think it's... I think substituting for y makes a lot more sense than x. Why do I say that? X is going to be hard to isolate it, but also because then we'd have to distribute a 4 after we FOILed, and that's just a hot mess. Okay, so if we get y by itself, it's still not pretty. It's going to be a negative and a negative, right? Ooh, okay, so we'll have 4x squared plus that quantity squared. Can I go ahead and just write it times itself? So some of you FOIL correctly. And then it says minus 25x plus 4y, which I'm going to write it all out, minus 26 equals 0. Can you tell how excited I am to grade the last problem and this one by concept error versus numerical error? Actually, if you don't get it right, I'm probably just going to call it a concept error right up front because you should be able to check it, right? If you're checking it, you should know if it's right. So anyway, it's probably going to be on another quiz anyway, but negative 3x times negative 3x is 9x squared. Negative 3x times negative 4 is positive 12x, and then there's another positive 12x in the middle here. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Minus 25x plus negative 12x plus 16 minus 26 equals 0. These are the only x squareds I have. Yep, it was a positive 4 I was distributing. Thank you. I thought I should some reason make it negative 4. Thanks. Somebody better keep me on my toes. This video is going to be all about how many times Hofbauer can be wrong today. Okay. 12 plus 12, minus 12 and minus 25. Anybody? Negative 13? Okay, and then I have 16 minus 26. Did you figure out what you did, Sam? Good. I don't know why we can't just have smaller numbers from the beginning if we were going to get to throw 13 away anyway. X minus 2, can a 13 ever equal 0? So we can throw that away. Okay, how many solutions did I get? Do you remember what I said yesterday? And if you're watching the video, there was no sound, but my big fear is to do what? Yeah, that you start finding y values and you don't know which x goes with which y. So if you write down, I got an x equals 2 and a y equals negative 1. No, an x equals negative 1. Okay, now if I put the 2 back in, it'll say y equals negative 3 times 2 minus 4, which would be negative 10. Anybody? Is that right? And if I put the negative 1 in for the x back into that equation as well, negative 3 times negative 1 minus 4, I don't know why I got those parentheses in a weird spot. Did you get a negative 1 there? Okay. But do you understand what I'm saying? You can't put 2 with -1 as one of the x's and the other y. It won't work when you plug it back in, okay? Now, if you got time, yes, you can check this in both equations, right? It's not going to be a good time, but you could. Yeah, you can check it in the equation, in the linear equation easily. This one, if you check it in this one, you just got to remember if you're putting a negative in and you need parentheses when you're squaring it, right? Ooh, okay, lots of typing. All right. As I promised you yesterday, 2 days ago, Monday, whatever day that was, when you do this one, you don't have to test anything. I'm going to tell you what to use, okay? This particular one says logarithmic model. What's logarithmic model's name? Ooh, you guys are good. It's LNREG because it's natural log. The other one that might be on the quiz is this one, which would say what? Find the exponential regression model or the exponential model. Everybody good? And then this one, which is pretty darn easy, because it would say logistic model. I suppose in theory, you know, I could ask you to find the quad something, but or the power. We did that one too, but not recently. Okay. It's probably either the one that's on the quiz here or on the review, or it's this one. All right. Quickly typing in. What am I putting in? Anybody read them for me? Yeah. Okay. There, I moved it, so I should be able to see. 15. Thank you. That's all right. 64.7 and 74. Can't use the backspace on my computer. Do that. 0.9. All right, did I get them in right? Okay. In theory, we should look at the stat plot, but it actually doesn't ask us to decide. It says what to do. So if you didn't even turn the stat plot on, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Oh, lovely. I have something in y equals. Okay, that's looking logarithmic to me. Do you remember what the shape of a log equation is? Grows slowly. All right, so stat, right arrow down to which one? Number 9. Okay. List 1, list 2, no frequency list. And I don't know why I did that. I'm going to go ahead and store it. Oh, it looks like a really good fit. Yes. 15. I'm going to just say 15 plus 20 ln of x. I don't know if it says, I think it says like to the nearest thousandth on the quiz tomorrow, so let me do that. Because we stored the whole thing anyway, or I did. Okay, anything looking like it might be important about this? Because it's, we need to plug in 35, but what is, we need to answer in hundreds. Is it on yours?
Yeah.
Okay, you need to make sure we answer in hundreds, so we just need to put that label on when we're done. I really don't want to give anybody a 4 because they didn't put a label. What am I putting in, a 35? Come on, I want to see the table. You get 86.094 or something? This was weeks. Okay. If you wanted to move it over, you would move the decimal twice for hundreds, right? Hundreds means 86.094 hundreds is 8,609 ants, whatever. Just put the label on and I'll be fine. Any questions? Okay. We need to type this one in our calculator. You're going to want to turn your stat plot off if you turned it on. 1450 divided by... Do you have a question over there, guys? Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong spot. Alyssa, Andrew, anybody have a question? You're good. I just want to make sure I wasn't... if I was supposed to be helping you with something, I don't want to be ignoring you. Okay, be careful that you type this one in right. 1450 over, or make sure you put the divide in. I forgot the divide one time. That made a hot mess. Parenthesis 1 plus 52e to the negative 0.6. Everybody got that 0.6 in there? Okay. Okay, what are we talking about? Deer. What's x represent? Time? So can we have negative? No. I don't know how many years we need to go out. I'm going to pick 30 randomly. And I can't have negative deer, but do we know where this is going to max out? What's the carrying capacity of this equation?
14.
That 1450, so I'm going to go ahead and put in 1500 as my max. Everybody getting this to graph okay? Anybody need help? You have your stat plot on still? When you go to y equals to type it in, just check up here. If they're darkened in, then they're on. All right. First of all, it says how many deer were there initially. So I could just do trace 0, or I could go to the table and put in 0. A lovely round number of 27.4 deer. You can put 27, I don't care. Then what are we doing? When will there be 100 deer? Remember how to do this? Put in 100 in y sub 2 and find the intersection point. Anybody get 2.25 years? All right. And then what's the next part? Oh, the max should just be 1450. Now, if I traced out to 30 on my graph, because that's how far my graph went, I get 1449.999. Is that what I should write down? No, we know what the maximum is, right? Anybody have a question about that one? Okay, moving on. This is review stuff, guys. This is review. If you want to treat this as a U question for factoring purposes, it says this. How would that factor? 3U and U and 5 and 2 back here maybe? And we need a negative 6 plus 5 would give us negative 1. All right, so now I'm going to go back and factor it with what? E to the x's. I just know some of you don't like to factor right away with that. It just confuses you. But as soon as possible, I would go back and write it with your e to the x's. Otherwise, you get down to the end, and you tell me what u equals, and that's not right. I want to know what x equals. Okay? So I get 3 e to the x equals negative 5, or e to the x equals negative 5/3. And I still have to do what? Because I want x. ln and move the x out front. Can I do that? Can't take the natural log of a negative number, so that one just gets garbage. This one is e to the x equals 2. And so e to the ln of e is just 1, so I get x equals the natural log of 2 or some decimal. Questions? Yep. Any questions? Do you need me to do another one of those? Okay. What is the difference? I put these two on the same screen for a reason, because some of you don't know the difference between these two equations. Okay? Neither one of them can you drop the logs right now, but yes, one of them eventually we can get rid of the logs. You can't cross these out right now. Why not? It's called the one-to-one property is the reason you can get rid of them, and it's not one log to one log right now. Okay, good question. You have to condense them first so it's one log. So how do you condense this side? Okay, that's the whole reason we spent time condensing logs for those kind of questions. Now when we have one log equals one log, then we can drop the logs. So now, just to be clear, we have x over x plus 7 equals 8 over 1, if that helps you think about it as a cross multiplication problem. So 8 times x plus 7 equals 1x, or 8x plus 56 equals... Good question. 56 equals negative 7x, so we get negative 8. Okay. Can you take the log of negative 8? Does not check in the original equation. This one is no solution. It might not be no solution on the quiz tomorrow, though, okay? Yeah. It has a solution on the quiz, I'll tell you that, okay? It's just when we made one. Yeah, and Miss Abruzzo just made it up quickly, and when she keyed it, she's like, "Oh, should I fix it?" I'm like, "Yeah, long as they've seen one, they should be able to do it." And I'll just tell them it comes out better on the quiz. All right, what's wrong with this one? I can't get rid of the logs. I still have to condense this side, and it's a plus in the middle, so it becomes a multiply. And then I have to what? I have to either exponentiate or rewrite. It's going to be x times x minus 8 equals 3 squared or 9. Yes. Everybody understand that? Because it's just rewriting this. Okay? This to this power equals this. So we did 3 to the second equals whatever that garbage was. All right, so then we have x squared minus 8x minus 9 equals 0. X minus 9x plus 1. X equals 9 or negative 1. We cannot take the log of negative 1, so therefore x cannot be negative 1. Does 9 work? Yeah, because neither one of them turn out negative, right? Log of 9 and log of 9 minus 8, which is 1. Yeah. And your calculators are able to do log base 3 if you wanted to type it in and check it. You could also graph it to check it. Okay, but you need to show work. Are we good on the difference between those two? You guys are scaring me over there. Are you okay? All right, number 11. This is the same thing in my mind as the question we just did as far now that it's in this format. It's ln, so we're either exponentiating or just rewriting, yes? In my mind, we're just rewriting. E is the base down here to the y power equals x plus 7. So then what do we have to do? So we get e to the y minus 7 equals x. But that y is an exponent. Please make sure it looks like an exponent. And if it's not ln, are you going to have an e in your problem? Maybe. If it was log, it would be a 10. What if the question said log base 2 of 3x minus 5 equals y? 2 to the y. Then you'd have to add the 5 over there. I don't think it's that nasty on the quiz, but just making sure you get the idea. All right. Applications. Oh, goody. Newton's law. Try this one on your own.
Oh,
This is the second time on this. It's not going to show up again unless you do a retake. What are you guys working on? On this? I'm confused. Oh, okay. This didn't go well for last time, so I would be doing this, but is this 189? 279? That's disgusting. We know 205, anybody? If you went out that many places? All right, then my final temperature and my time go away, and my new final temperature is here. I'm just going to put 279 on this side. Well, just kidding. Can't write that, but because this side stays the same. The final temperature is only here, though. Yep, thank you. Yep, totally did that wrong. Again, this whole video's just Love City. That's true. Yeah, this would be a bad one to not have sound, because it'd be like, why does she keep changing those numbers? Because she's a goofball and can't do anything right. 54 over 279, take the natural log. I'm skipping work because I'm out of room. Shouldn't. when you divide this, you get a negative, and then you should be dividing by a negative. Yeah, it's a long time. Yes, it's a very slow cooling cake. Still not getting it? Yes? Did anybody have trouble? Be because you didn't use the same K, or maybe, yeah. Did you get 82 minutes then? Okay. I can deal with that. All right. A certain bacteria is having, going in half every 9 hours. So tell me what to write. Yes, this is the formula on your sheet. Yep. That's all in an exponent up there. Tell me what to do. Yep, it's being halved, so we need the rate to be half. It's like a half-life. T over 9. And we want it to get down to 6,000. Can we multiply 50,000 times 1/2? This is the face that tells you no, that would be a really bad idea. Okay, you have to divide 50,000 over here. And then what? Take some kind of log of both sides, whatever you want. And then we're going to divide by the log of a half, right? And after that, we're going to have to multiply by 9. Maybe I'll go ahead and type that in. This seems like it'd be a really easy one to miss some of your zeros when you're typing. Okay, I got 3.05889 equals T over 9, just to make sure everybody's 27.5. Now, if I round to 27.5 and then I plug it back in, I still have 6,014 bacteria. I'm supposed to be under 6,000. So I need to change this to what? It says to the nearest tenth, but actually it shouldn't be, well, it's the nearest tenth that will take us under. And so we need to round this up to 0.6. If you're not sure, just try, right? Plug it in and see what happens. If we round it to 0.6, now we have 5968 bacteria, which is great because it's supposed to be under 6,000. Oops, I shouldn't have scribbled that out because I did type that in. So then the question is, how much under 6,000 are we? 32 under. So as long as you read carefully, you might have to go back and round differently, but you'll figure it out, right? All right. Is that it? Okay. Time for question 11 off worksheet 5. This was on the homework. This is a great question asked yesterday. I think actually I might have done this in both other classes yesterday. We did this one? The radiator one? No, we did one with my mixture picture, but Guys, this is worksheet 5, number 11. This is a great question that chemistry teachers love that I do this question, but I'm going to be honest, it's not on the quiz, okay? It says we're mixing some 30% antifreeze with some pure antifreeze to get 50% antifreeze. The issue is, at the end, we still need 6.3 liters because we started with 6.3 liters, but we did what? We drained some here, and whatever X amount is we took out, we put back in with pure. Everybody okay? Kind of complicated. Okay, does it make sense though? Let me erase that L because that's just liters and it's looking really confusing. Looks like we have two variables. Okay, so this is liters, and this is liters. That's why it's labeled liters. Okay, what's our equation going to look like? So this is that percent. Pure would be 100%, so just 1x. And over here, you still have to multiply. It's 0.5 times 6.3. Now you can solve, Ariana? You good? All right, guys, quiz tomorrow. Be working on that review packet for the final. We don't have a lot of time to review for the final in class, so I need to go over like questions every day or something. Has anybody lost their packet yet?